we developed a model called the cultural wheel. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just a little intro to the cultural wheel. The first quadrant of the cultural wheel is folklore. Okay, so here's an example of the wheel. So we've got folklore up here. So this is a philosophy which is pan-cultural. That means it has nothing to do with French. It has to do with any culture, whether you're German or whatever. So we start with folklore. Folklore is where we hold the data for what we're going to administer to ourselves or to our children. So that's the stories, the songs, the legends, the tales, the jokes, you name it. The folklore is a very wide category. So the solution that we're offering from Les Boucherons, from the French perspective, would be the songs. I'm also getting into stories big time. Recently, fairy tales and French folklore and stuff like that is amazing. I'm completely immersed in the fairy tale side of things. The second quadrant is community. It's like, okay, once we have this data, what do we do with it? Who is it? Like, it doesn't mean anything unless it can be shared, right? It should be delivered somehow or another. We got to get the song out to our community. So there's a whole quadrant called community, and that's where our focus and solution is the dances. So what's different with this new generation of Les Boucherons is that every single catchy, amazing song is choreographed with a dance. So dancing doesn't just become dancing anymore. Dancing is a part of the song and a part of the language learning. You don't have to call the dances because every single part of the melody of the song is associated with a melody. All of it. And they know that, like, if they're going too fast, they have to wait for the chorus to come around when they do the promenade all the way around. Third quadrant is a word that I kind of brought back into circulation. I don't know exactly what it was used for, but I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to give this word a new definition. And the word is constructivism. So it means, how can we now create, as human beings, the only difference that we have between animals and ourselves is the fact that we do things with our fingers. So constructivism is the kinesthetic aspect of what's going on outside of the dance. So building banners, you know, Valentine's Day cards, birthday cards, hats, costumes, picking up a fiddle, learning to play it. The wooden dancing men is one of our solutions to that issue. And of course, the wooden spoons. So under the constructivism quadrant is where we hold all of the spoon instruction, which is associated then to that specific folklore song. And then the fourth quadrant is celebration. It's like, what's all this for? And what I found with myself over the years is that if I'm not working towards an objective or an event or something, it's like, well, what's it for? Can someone give me the difference between, like, what's the difference between just a party and a celebration? Theme? Anyone help have some ideas on traditions? Purpose? So that's kind of exciting to think, like, oh yeah, you know, so there's the winter carnival, so it can be a big party with sugar and stuff like all that, but how can we sort of make it into a celebration? And so those are some of the issues that I also talk about as well in the book.